Okay, Itamexkanatoni. Good morning. It is just about 9:30 in the AM on Tuesday, May already 14th, 2019, in the lunar cycle Machi Kapisaki some the frog moon. And I'm on the move this morning. It seems like it's going to be a warm day. It's t-shirt weather from the time I got out of bed. I got a text early on from a extreme south side resident, a client of mine, where I've had a skunk trap set up for probably 3-4 weeks. Originally caught one there in the first couple of nights, and then I've had her packing the hole with newspaper, and there's been a skunk coming and going by the newspaper evidence, but we haven't been able to catch it, hadn't been able to trap it. And then yesterday the client was asking, is there anything we should do? And I said, let's switch bait and use peanut butter and see how that goes. And sure enough, nailed it. So I picked up the skunk this morning. Little guy, so not a lactating mama or anything, which is what I always worry about this time of year. Let her go in the countryside. I have with me today my trusty wingman / gunner sidekick, Roly Poly. He's in the back seat there. I don't know if it's too dark to see. Yeah, Poly's gonna be traveling with me for a bit, staying off of his sister. And I don't know, there's talk that I might just keep him. We'll see. Now I'm headed off toward another job, or I should say we, Poly and I. Headed off toward job number 2, and this is a client on the extreme north end of town, so total opposite sides of Lethbridge. Another skunk, but I've had a trap set up here for probably a week and a half. No success, and now the resident is thinking the skunk is dead, and he says he can see the skunk under his shed. It's not been moving for the last few days. There's a stink, there's some flies, so doesn't really sound like a good situation. Could be very nasty. I'm gonna take the catch pole and see if I can pull the skunk out dead or alive. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, I'd say that animal's dead. This is gonna be gross. We get gloves and a bag. Ugh. Holy smokes, he's wedged in there. Definitely dead. And gross. There's all kinds of there's a decomposing, like, corpse kind of beetle here, but he's really stuck in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him out. Dead. Yeah, so really not sure what caused this skunk to die, but you know, it could have just been its time. It could have been some kind of disease. It gets kind of spooky when big animals just croak out of nowhere, you know. In any case though, I figured I would come out here to the coulees on the north side. It's a nice area. Good place to have your body decompose, and yeah, this is where I'll set the skunk to go back to the earth, so to speak. And then, coincidentally, I'm gonna run off to a funeral. One of our Mahoney and my friends have passed away, so we're gonna go. We got to go to Standoff and do the funeral. Back in town now, and just taking this Polly dog here. Good boy. Yeah, taking him out for a little walk. He's been acting real nice and civilized the last couple of nights that he's stayed with us in the apartment. He hasn't taken, once taken liberties to vandalize anything or mark his territory around the house, So I've been pretty impressed. He's kept his business to, when I take him outside on these walks through the neighborhood park, which is good, Maybe this is a new leaf turning for Polly. What do you think, Polly? I think he's going to get used to this, taking walks and hanging out with me thing. But this afternoon it's just been too hot, I left him at the apartment while we went out to the funeral, and the funeral was very nice. It was quite a few people there, but it was intimate. It's in the new White Calf building down in Lower Standoff. And Polly boy. And it was our friend Corolla Calfrobe who passed away. She was change hands here with his leash. She was the mother of one of my late best friends, Marvin Calfrobe. And Marvin was actually my sacred brother on the beaver bundle. Nitatawapak, my sacred shadow. He was our morning star in the Blackfoot Triad. And he died a couple of years ago from pneumonia. Even after he had passed, Corolla continued to attend our ceremonies and have an interest in, our affairs and what we were doing. And she made vows with our bundle, and she got on my case, a couple of times when I wasn't fully living up to what she saw as some of my responsibilities. And yeah, it was sad that, to think that we won't be able to call on her anymore. She won't be bringing berry soup or coming to, teach anybody about plants or anything like that. She is a herbalist. But her daughters have that now, so they're the elders now in that regard, in the family herbal secrets. And yeah, back in town, I've got another skunk trap to go set up. And then I was going to do some more work at the fort, but I don't think I'm going to have time for that. I'm going to do pickups. Chelsea's working, so I'm going to go pick up the kids too. But there's still rattlesnakes, and rattlesnakes happen regardless, right? Regardless of any other commitments. I put everything aside for rattlesnakes. So we'll see if there's any more snake calls tonight, and if not, what does happen.